Good morning, folks. Welcome to an Oz Cyclone Chasers Daily Queensland Weather App. Today, the 17th of March, 2023. My name's Chris Nitzo. This update brought to you by our major sponsor, TownsvilleSheds.com. Check them out if you're in the market for a shed-safe accredited shed. We've got a weak circulation out here in the northeastern Coral Sea. We've got some storm activity in the Gulf of Carpentaria, tracking in a northwesterly direction. Got some isolated showers coming onto the northeast Queensland coastline, and we've got a few showers up there around the Torres Strait. Outside of that deep convection pushing across the Gulf, this afternoon we're expecting to see some isolated showers popping up around the eastern escarpment areas through the Capricornia, the northern parts of the Wide Bay district. You can see some isolated shower activity on the coastal ranges in around Townsville and just out the back of Mackay, just up here in the coastal ranges further northwest of Townsville. And we see some opportunities for some convection building up across far northern inland parts of the state, plus the Gulf country could see some isolated storm activity this arvo. As the sun goes down, that storm, most of that shower activity breaks down. And just remember, this shower activity is very isolated. It's just a big chance you won't get it. All right, as we go through into the nighttime hours, though, you will see there is some convection building up across the far northern interior through the Cape, and eventually those nice big storm line that tracks westwards through the Gulf country tomorrow morning and pushes through into the western parts of the Gulf country tomorrow. As we can see here on the coastline, just a bit of an increase in the easterly wind flow, and that will start to drive some showers onto the northeast Queensland coastline from tomorrow. Rainfall between now and 10 o'clock in the morning. Obviously, the storm activity tonight is going to provide some decent falls of rain across northwestern parts of Queensland. We're talking more so towards the Gulf country and the Western Cape, as opposed to places like Mount Isa, for example, who are going to be too far south of that stuff. You can see some shower activity in the eastern seaboard and the eastern escarpment. Not much guts to that, and we will start to see some shower activity developing across northeast Queensland's coastal ranges and the coastline as the southeasterlies take control from tomorrow. We'll also start to see some showers increasing again over the Torres Strait and Northern Cape as we push into Sunday. All right, so let's have a look here at the winds. We've spoken about them briefly, so let's have a look here at what they look like in terms of the sustained wind estimates. You can see today 10 to 15s, getting up to 15 to 20s between Cape Melville and Cooktown, and then as we progress through the night time, you'll notice that the southeasterlies are increasing right through northeast Queensland. Southeast Queensland getting a bit of a reprieve here while the rest of the state starts to see those strong southeasters. Southeast Queensland will be a little bit, those winds will be lighter over there. But you can see tomorrow, a bit of a write-off if you're a boatie, 15 to 20 knots sustained, which means we're going to get gusts up to 25, 27, maybe even up to 30 knots with any squally showers. So it's definitely not a weekend to be out on the water. We have got a fair bit of unstable air across the inland parts of far north Queensland and across the Gulf country and the Western Cape today, so please be aware that showers and thunderstorms are expected in this region, and they don't just necessarily decrease when the sun goes down. We do see some really solid opportunities for nighttime convection across that region before it does start to stabilise tomorrow. Still watching a low stuffing around out there between New Caledonia and Vanuatu. It'll continue stuffing around out there for at least the weekend. We've also got another weak circulation out there in the northeast Coral Sea. I think I mentioned just at the start of the broadcast. We're not anticipating that to do anything except weaken as it pushes to the west. Eventually what's going to happen as we get into Monday and Tuesday, this low from New Cal will start to push westwards but will be weakening as it does so. Now there is an interesting development there midweek next week where if the system does decide to intensify, it'll push away to the south and southeast. If the system remains really, really weak, it'll push over to the west. More details on that, of course, subscription service at join.ozcyclonechasers.com.au. Check that out if you're interested in a lot more depth and detail and looking further into the future. Thanks for watching this video. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.